covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 5 starts right now.
50th out of 51. That's where Oklahoma now ranks in the nation in overall public education, according to a new report ranking all states in Washington, D.C. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Shay Razi.
And I'm Rick Marinon. Nathan has the night off. The report weighed areas like reading, math, and ACT scores, all of which showed Oklahoma is just one state away from last place. Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live in studio breaking down the report and the response from lawmakers.
That's right, guys. I looked into both and heard from people on both sides of the aisle. This is the first report to be released ahead of the next school year, ranking every state's education system. With schools going back in weeks, conversation between state lawmakers and the Board of Education are now starting.
Today it came out. Well, I don't know if it was today, but it was recently. We're now 50th in the state.
The newest state Board of Education member, Becky Carson, was the first to address the low ranking at the state capitol. A source called Wallet Hub released the data this week. The report ranks all 50 states plus Washington, D.C. in overall public education and safety. Oklahoma is placed at 50 out of 51, only above New Mexico. Over a decade ago, in 2010 and 2011, Oklahoma ranked around 17th in education. Today, we are almost dead last. State Superintendent Ryan Walters responded to the report after Thursday's board meeting.
When you look at education rankings, a lot of these are kind of ridiculous, so they love to take into account how much money we put in education. That's never been an evaluation of mine of what makes a good education system. It's outcomes.
The report does weigh in financial investment, but looks at outcomes like reading, math, and ACT scores, and those are still near the bottom.
Without a question, we're not happy with where we're at in education in Oklahoma.
But in the last 7 years, we have not advanced the needle. In fact, we've fallen backwards.
State Representative Dick Lowe and John Waldron are both former educators.
As you look at this, you have to take it a little bit with a grain of salt.
Representative Lowe says this shows a desperate need in areas like reading and math, but it's not reflective of Oklahoma's education.
And not just Oklahoma education system, all education system. Because if you look at one of their big parameters that they look at, the ACT and SAT composite score statewide, we're one of the handful of states that require every graduate to take that. Now, if we have students that are not going to go to college, they know they're not, they're going into the workforce, going to whatever skills they're going into, they could care less about that test.
But Waldron says it's more than that.
The pay does not keep up with the private sector. The demands put on the system are harder and harder. We have a state superintendent who wants to make loyalty tests part of teaching and require new teachers to take a citizenship test. Is that a culture of respect for teachers? And that's a bad deal, because if we aren't teaching society to respect teachers, how can we expect students to respect them?
Now, board member Becky Carson proposed a new rule cracking down on emergency teaching certificates and ensuring the process is followed through and making those teachers fully certified. I'll break down that for you on Fox 23 News at 6. Live in studio covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.